is Sholabodi. I'm representing Asad Abbas today because due to unexpected circumstances, he couldn't make it. This is their paper, and I'm just presenting on their behalf. The topic for the presentation is a novel workflow for screening wells for hydraulic fracturing. What you're looking at here is you have a reservoir with several wells, and you want to select the best wells as candidate. So what's the process you go through to select the best candidate? You don't just want to blindly pick a well and just frack it. There's implication to that. It's going to be costly. There might not be production. What's the purpose of hydraulic fracturing? You want to increase your production, right? Okay. No, I'm not going. Yeah, you want to increase your production, right? So you want to go through a process of selecting the best the best wells. So that's what the paper is about. So, starting with the problem statement, like I already mentioned, hydraulic frac technology is a crucial technology required for unconventional resources, especially. You can utilize it in conventional wells as well. The workflow you follow for candidate selection can be critical for production. This presentation addresses this challenge of picking wells, and it is a systematic approach to well screening. So the parameters required for candidate selection, like you can see on the screen, frackability is important to know whether you can pump into your reservoir. Then producibility, what can you get back? What's the well delivery? And then longevity. Longevity, you want to know if your production is sustainable. Then another important parameters used is your chance of success. There's a formula that was developed that integrates all your parameters together, and the chance of success, which is COS, is used to rank your wells versus your flow rate. Also, there will be a bunch of production prediction using real data and historic data. This is the general process utilized for candidate selection. So you start by reviewing your data. You get all your data from your logs. You look at your reservoir properties, and then the next process is you develop your sonic log. Your acoustic log is the most important tool you utilize to develop geomechanical data. All you need is just to develop your stress profile. So you develop that using GeoSuite. You can get 1D, you can get 3D model of your well. And also an important data you need is the offset data, especially if you don't have your logs. Offset data is very important. Your porosity, your pore pressure is very important in modeling your fracture. Then next, you use mfrac to optimize your frac length. As you can see from the diagram, that's a model or a frac geometry So that's a frac geometry that you can obtain from your frac model. You have your frac length, you can obtain your frac width, and also your frac height. Frac height is very important. Your conductivity is very important. The ratio conductivity to the fracture, the reservoir permeability is very important. You need to get a value greater than 0, greater than 1. Then, once you get that, you optimize your frac treatment. You utilize your production software to predict production using dynamic model. And then from there, your results, you develop or you optimize your lower completion. That's the number of fractures required in that particular well, for example. And then from there, upper completion, you decide, okay, what kind of upper completion do you need? Do you need the size of the tubing? Do you need an EST strength? 4.5, 5.5. And after that, you execute the job. You perform the fracture, and then you perform your post-frac analysis, where you do a couple of pressure matching to determine what your actual geometry is for the fracture. So this is the methodology performed during for this paper. So the first process is creating the geomechanical model. What does this include? This includes analyzing your stresses, generating your stresses, looking at your rock properties, understanding if you have stress barriers. Stress barriers is very important to have in modeling your fracture. So from there, there's a production modeling where you use Prosper or production software to predict your inflow, outflow, the maximum production rate that you can obtain from the well. For example, the optimum or the best flowing pressures that you can produce through the tubing. And then from there, you develop your frac geometry using MFrac, for example, or Gopher, or whatever software you've got. There, you optimize your frac geometry. You don't want to, for example, create a fracture of 500 meters when actually you only need 100 meters. If you're getting production of 5 million from 100 meters and you're getting production of 5.1 from 500 meters, why are you wasting money pumping too much proppant? The more proppant you pump, the more expensive it is. So you optimize your frac geometry. Then next, production forecast using real data from production, using decline curve analysis, and also for the wells that do not have decline curve analysis, you perform your production forecast using sector model, especially where you don't have decline curve analysis. Sorry. How does this work? Where does this? Okay, this is a breakdown. So this is a breakdown of the parameters you utilize to select your candidate. The first is producibility, where you look at the ability of your reservoir to produce. hydrocarbon. Then frackability, like I mentioned, how can you pump into your formation? You need your geomechanical model, which is very important. You need your frac gradient, your barriers, and then the longitudinality, where you look at the production forecast and production curves. And then that's where you have the formula for the COS, the chance of success, where you weigh each of these properties against a normalized value. So you normalize the value and you weigh each of them. And then you add them up to get your chance of success. Then once you do this, you apply it to all your wells. For example, in this project, there were 20 wells that were looked into. And out of the 20 wells, you categorize them into different categories.